Marvel has been in shambles for years, and we've gotten maybe one good piece of content out of every 10 to 15 duds, and it looks like things aren't going to get better for them anytime soon, because they're now facing major delays with upcoming Disney Plus show releases. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or supporter via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start off with this Bounding into Comics article. It says Marvel reshuffles entire Disney Plus TV schedule. Ironheart, Daredevil, Born Again, and Wonder Man placed on indefinite hiatus, and Agatha has been renamed for a third time. Now, it's sad to say, but I can't really care. None of these projects sound all that interesting to me, and I'd love for them to get back on track and really start listening to what consumers want, honing in on making really good content again, because I used to be such a massive Marvel fan, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. I think that we are going to have to go through a lot more bad content before they really start listening to us and potentially creating something that's better. But none of these projects really sound all that interesting to me, and not any of them really have a lot of hype behind them. I'm gonna be honest. Daredevil does have quite a bit of hype because, of course, the first Daredevil series was pretty good. Seeing a follow-up on that would be awesome, but even that is going to face problems, I think, with people because, of course, Daredevil was in She-Hulk, and they just kind of made him a joke. They made him like this funny prop in the series, but something like Ironheart, they're clearly trying to replace Iron Man and kind of bank on that Iron Man hype, but of course with a younger, diverse female character. I don't think that's gonna go well. Wonder Man, we don't really have a lot of information on in general right now, and Agatha, Agatha drives me insane because WandaVision started off really good in my opinion because it was so unique and it was so different. It pulled on so many like nostalgic series for so many people, but then of course by the end it was just the classic run-of-the-mill Marvel series. They dropped anything unique with it, and the big baddie at the end was Agatha. You didn't have Doctor Strange like everyone wanted and like everyone was expecting. It was such a missed opportunity, and if they had done that, I do think that Agatha would have been cooler, but right now, I just don't care about Agatha, neither do a lot of people. It says for the upteenth time, Marvel's flailing desperation to write their eponymous cinematic universe's sinking ship, as well as the ongoing strikes, have led the studio to once again reshuffle their entire slate of Disney Plus productions, and I do think it is a slew of issues that they're facing right now. Of course, one of the most notable are the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Hollywood has been kind of at a standstill for months at this point, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better or it's getting resolved anytime soon, because you have the individuals striking who are not willing to meet what of course the studio heads and the financial officers want to give them, and they haven't wanted to for months, so we're at that kind of standstill. But you also have the content itself, which is a problem. Even if, the Hollywood strikes ended tomorrow, we still wouldn't be getting better content. It's not like they're going to drastically change what happens in these series. Like, they're already written. I'm sure some of them are already filmed. They just need to edit them. And they're not changing this direction. So even if we did and the strikes tomorrow, they still have to get through all of this most likely bad and at least mediocre content, which isn't going to bring people in. I mean, look at their last show, which was, of course, with Emilia Clarke and Samuel L. Jackson. Secret Invasion Season 1 did not do good. It's got the lowest rated content in the MCU, at least to date, with the last 2 episodes, which were just absolutely roasted. So it's not like we are looking towards something that is going to be better going forward, but it says per the outlet's sources, Marvel reportedly undertook this shuffle as part of an effort to take each title, to make each title an event for fans and audiences, which itself was born out of the studio's recent realization that spreading out its content is a more prudent strategy. Now, we have heard from people like Bob Iger that they want to hone in on the content that they're creating, that going forward, they want to focus more on quality over quantity, and I want to believe that, I do, but unfortunately, he has said that many times over the years, many people, whether it's, Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm, or it was Bob Chapek, and now it's Bob Iger again saying this, and they haven't proven it to us. I want to believe that they really want to focus on quality and, upping the CGI and picking better actors and better writers and producers, but they haven't proven that, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. It says, as such, Marvel's 2023 TV schedule currently looks vastly different from the overbloated roadmap unveiled by studio head Kevin Feige at SDCC 2022, where once 2023 was set to see them release a total of 7 Disney Plus projects: Secret Invasion, What If Season 2, Loki Season 2, Echo, Ironheart, Agatha, and X-Men 97, the studio will instead end the year having released a drastically reduced slate. Again, part of that, yes, is the fact that the strikes are going on, but at the same time, I think that they probably would have delayed some of this anyway, even if the strikes were not going on. I think that they do definitely see the fact that all of their series are flopping, they're not going over well with fans, but it says, as previously confirmed, following the recent Secret Invasion, Marvel will air the second season of Loki, which is currently on track to premiere October 6th. I think a big reason why they are sticking to Loki is because Loki season 1 did very good for them. I mean, it did big viewership numbers. It's rated pretty well. I mean, it's not like a 95%, but it's like an 85%, which definitely is not bad when you're comparing it to something like She-Hulk, which is just, 30s, 40s, and 50s. But it also says from there, the studio will close out 2023 with the second season of What If, which months after being taken off of Marvel's release schedule, has now been given an official debut date of Christmas Day. However, Loki was set to be followed roughly 2 months later by the premiere of Echo, a Hawkeye spinoff, but that is not happening. They moved that from November 29th to January 2024, but I don't think it's even going to release in January 2024. I do think that that is probably going to be delayed as well. Like a lot of these projects, like we don't know when X-Men 97 is going to release. It's not technically an MCU entry, but it is still a major release for them. It's something they put a lot of money and time into. It's something they think is going to do well. So that probably will be, at this point, I would assume like February or March, because it was originally supposed to be a month after Echo from what we were hearing. Because that was, as it says, once aiming for a fall 2023 premiere, will now take place on an unspecified date in early 2024. And then, of course, there's Agatha, which has been renamed 3 times. It was originally known as Agatha Coven of Chaos. It is now known as Agatha Darkhold Diaries, because I think they realized that you can't keep Agatha forever because she's just not that interesting of like a character. They realized, well, she worked in the first show, WandaVision, because of course you also had Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, who really carried that series. But now that Wanda's story is done, at least for the time being, they can't really bank on that, and I don't think that the comedy is really going to, I don't think it's really going to keep people all that interested. So yes, right now they are facing some major delays, and I don't think that these delays are really going to help a lot of this content. I'm sure they're hoping that after the strikes are done, and they probably have people put more time and effort into something like the CGI, which CGI has been heavily criticized lately. They're hoping that it's going to get people back interested in what they're creating, but I just don't see a way that that's going to happen. They would have to scrap all of their current shows and plans. They'd have to really hone in on picking better actors and actresses and writers and producers, but that's not going to happen. But either way, at the end of the day, this looks like a disaster for Marvel because they have now had to reshuffle their entire Disney Plus TV schedule. And hey, maybe once this content finally comes out, it'll be amazing. Only time will tell, but I know I personally highly doubt it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.